Namaskar. In this video, I will discuss about guidance from a psychologist. Following are some observations as well as guidance from a psychologist experience with youngsters' negative entities-related issues. Benjamin Bruce. Childhood injury can have extremely various results upon various children, and also as they turn into grown-ups, there are boundless variables that compound this changeability. There are the impacts of every child's specific individuality distinctions, as well as biological, psychosocial, and also ecological factors. The proof given up this course likewise highlights the parapsychological domain. With an analysis of this variable, an X factor of undetected impacts, or negative entities, we can appreciate a whole other measurement to youth developmental problems. The complying with the alternate hypothetical situations arising from either recognizing this X variable or ignoring it. In spite of this great suggestions, the negative entity's sensations proceeds while the youngster tries to sleep, for example, to the hindrances of the kid's physical and psychological health and wellness. There is also communication between the atmosphere, the negative entity's disturbance, and the kid's individuality, the ideas and also actions that are certain to him. The kid will certainly soon recognize that his experiences are either real, if he is intelligent, observant, and depends on his detects, or make-believe, if he is incapable to differentiate, as well as his low self-esteem. The previous scenario, a sense of real experience, will advertise a sensation of seclusion within the youngster, as well as he will think that his life is unique in some way. He may also lose regard for his parents and also feel unpopular, as they do nothing to shield him from the distressing sensations. The last circumstance will certainly cause the youngster to feel derogated, as well as his truth threatened, so that he begins to question his perceptual experiences. This question is gotten worse by the lack of top quality rest, as well as negative entities effects. Sensing that his experience is make-believe produces a schism in the psyche, where the child's personal globe ends up being apart from the public globe of consensus truth. The youngster can now start to think he is abnormal and emotionally psychopathic. This abnormality can be exacerbated with disparaging tags from his family as well as peers, such as fanatic, or with medical labels, SRH or schizophrenic, if he is introduced to an expert. This situation will likewise be intensified with any antipsychotic or sedative medication or other treatment the youngster gets, as well as by the adverse effects of this drug. Over time, both situations may result in a similar result of delinquency and aberrant or criminal habits as the child or adult looks for to fit in and also draw in like-minded company. Individuals with comparable weird as well as irregular thoughts as well as actions. The child or adult might also be institutionalized, especially if any type of aberrant as well as devastating advices are acted upon. Alternatively, when these experiences first begin, moms and dads could be more understanding as well as investigative of the source of the trouble. Undoubtedly, it is possible that the youngster is experiencing mental disorder or experiencing the adverse effects of real-life troubles, such as kid misuse, yet all opportunities need to be checked out. If parents are watchful and open-minded, any major negative entity's disturbance need to end up being recognizable, if it exists. This negative entity's disturbance usually features numerous parasomnias, sleep and also sleep-wake rhythm problems, that is such as sleep paralysis, problems, night horrors, night sweating, open-eyed REM, rapid eye movement sleep, sleepwalking, head rolling, body shaking, bedwetting, wrist chatting, and tooth grinding. Although parasomnias might exist as straightforward youth problems in their very own right, they might be related to negative entities activity, specifically if And of those numerous parasomnias are related to troubling atmospheres, apparition sensations, as well as various other odd nighttime manifestations. But one need to take care not to come to be paranoid or to develop a witch hunt mentality. This line of investigation needs to be performed with care, in simple view of all the facts. Otherwise, a self-fulfilling prediction might create, as well as involve fulfillment, which would certainly respond to the intention of truly aiding enduring youngsters. If children know they are being taken seriously by a grown-up mind concentrated on problem resolution, there is less opportunity they will experience the formally described psychological schism, and also children will locate their assumptions more credible. Their self-confidence as well as self-regard will certainly enhance, as will their love and regard for their parents. They will certainly feel much more comfy with and connected to fact, even if fact is include paranormal occasions. It is essential to keep in mind that an apparently irrational person, kid or grown-up, constantly has a factor for acting or believing in such a way. In this sense, all assumed and behavior is fundamentally rational, an effect resulting from a cause. Therefore, an individual that is evidently strange outside ought to be appreciated and also provided the advantage of the question. It ought to be remembered that the behavioral or thought disturbance has a cause, which habits is the person's method of reacting and dealing. It is, therefore, unconstructive as well as purposeless to fob off the individual as being irrational. Along with having their experience confirmed, people must also be made answerable for their ideas and also actions, such as with the application of psychological discipline, and also aid given appropriately. However, making individuals accountable for their thoughts and also activities does not mean that one need to criticize the sufferers, especially children, for their negative entities-related issues. However, if this liability does not occur, individuals will not take the needed obligation for their activities, as well as they may actually luxuriate or wallow in their troubles and not encounter fact. Not dealing with troubles or reality can result in various other emotional disruptions, from basic immaturity to complex personality conditions later in life. Regarding parental techniques, remember that children are typically braver and a lot more open than most people believe. They appreciate sincerity as high as grown-ups. However, way too many information are disadvantageous, needlessly frightening them. The fact can be desensationalized as well as sincere explanations still offered. If negative entities troubles appear, inform children that something will be done concerning these issues. A good way of managing this discussion is to expand on the normal explanation that the trouble is caused by their creative imagination. You can tell youngsters that a person's imagination can occasionally create troubles for other individuals, which often other people's creative imaginations can cause terrifying points to occur. Mention that these points can only frighten them and also not create them bodily damage. Negative entities can be provided a non-threatening name, such as spooky or macabre. Today, children are fairly comfortable with the principle of harmless, but terrifying, anime monsters. If parents are matter of fact concerning this, kids will respond favorably. And bear in mind that explanations should be given just if negative entities issues are obvious. Obtaining kids included with anti-negative entities countermeasures as well as recognizing just how these countermeasures work assists sidetrack them, which in turn aids debunk and also desensationalize a frightening situation. And doing something positive concerning negative entities issues advertises comfort for all worried. A family members joined and also based actually is much stronger than a family split apart by denial. Encourage kids with negative entities related issues to talk about their dreams and also experiences great negative entities. Persistent desires can help determine core images as well as psychic assailants. Just discussing poor dreams and also nocturnal experiences and also sharing them with caring moms and dads, while being believed as well as sustained, is beneficial to any kind of youngster's psychological well-being. Adequate rest, a safety action. As any kind of parent knows, a child's mind is an active area. This mental task is an all-natural defense versus negative entities' influences. Nonetheless, children's minds quickly damage when they don't get sufficient sleep. The option is to make really sure that youngsters obtain sufficient remainder. If youngsters experience regular rest disturbances or show up overly weary after getting adequate sleep, consult a healthcare professional. Keep in mind that sleep disturbances, nightmares as well as rest terrors, apathy and failure to concentrate, disassociation, as well as unexpected behavioral modifications are traditional signs and symptoms of child misuse. Negative entities abuse can cause similar signs and symptoms. Care must be taken when explaining the source of a youngster's rest disruptions to healthcare experts. Some paraphrasing may remain in order. For example, if you state to a physician, "My boy is not resting due to the fact that he says there are beasts under his bed. I looked and also discovered paranormal tasks in his room. What do we do?" The physician will certainly be reaching for a prescription pad and composing a reference to a specialist. Instead, say something much more ordinary and also credible, like, "My child is not sleeping well. He has some troubles at college, as well as we believe he's viewed some horror movies at a good friend's residence." This summary might cause a recommendation to a kid's psychotherapist, a good thing, as well as some medicine to assist your child rest. Likewise a good thing.